Hello everyone, welcome back to MixBuzz TV mixing and mastering tutorials on YouTube. Today we are gonna review the Softube Summit EQF-100 full range equalizer. If you follow the channel, you've already seen my review of the other plugin in this bundle, the Summit TLA compressor. You know how much I love that plugin, and we're gonna put to test today the equalizer. Really quick, before we start testing the EQ, I want you to know that you can get the EQF-100 equalizer and the Summit TLA compressor in one plugin that is called the Grand Channel. Okay, so you can, when you buy them, you can open one big plugin like this where you have both the EQ and the compressor, and also you get the single plugins. Okay, so let's start with this one. We have an emulation of the Summit EQF-100 tube equalizer. We have 4 bands, a high pass and a low pass filter, an output volume, and each band has pre-selected frequencies, okay, bandwidth control, gain control, and a boost bypass cut switch, okay. And for the high and lows, we can turn the shelf to bell, as you can see for this band and this band also. Okay, so the character of this plugin should be very smooth and very warm, as the compressor is. So this is the first time I try it. Let's try it on drum, not mixed, raw tracks. Okay, I can already tell you I love these low band. I'm able to do a lot of boosting and still sound solid. Let's actually try to make this drum sound a little better. Let's cut it out for now. Let's look for an offensive frequency. Okay, let's work on the high frequency band. First thing is very smooth. I really like it. Want some crack from the snare. Very nice. Let's try the filters. I like the low pass filter, it's very smooth. It's crazy how the especially the mid-high frequency is very musical. Usually that is a very sensitive area for EQs to boost, but this one does it in a very pleasant way. And lows seem very solid. Let's try to match the volume. Wow, very nice. Very nice. Let's try it really quick on bass. Not much information here. Bass is very solid. The low frequency band is very solid. Very musical. We can't see the bells and the slopes of the shelves, but you can tell from how it sounds. I mean, crazy amount of boost and cut, and it still sounds very natural. Absolutely lovely. It had such a weight to this bass, which is not mixed, by the way. Very nice. Let's try it on guitars. But these guitars need some EQ for sure. The high mid band is just beautiful. And the low pass filter is very nice. Check this out. Wow. Turning the high shelf into bell. This is very nice. You know, I cannot stop myself from trying the TLA on these guitars together. Together they are very, very good. Absolutely lovely. The EQ has probably one of the best sounding high-mid band that I've ever heard. Is just so smooth and not piercing at all. And keep in mind, this is not a mix. These are raw tracks that I just imported in this session. You can really reshape the overall tone with this EQ. I already see myself using it on exactly what I'm doing now on buses, on groups. So the whole drum bus, the whole guitar bus, I can already tell from these first minutes that is not suited obviously for surgical cuts and boosts, but overall tone shaping, and is just amazing how it sounds. Let's try it on lead vocals, for example.
I try to make everything that I see what I believe, but you always let me down in the end. And the more that I expected of you, the more our distance grew. And in the end, you're never there.
Wow, again, this mid-high band is just great.
Try to make everything that I see what I believe, but you always let me down in the end. And the more that I expected of you, the more our distance grew. And in the end, you're never there. And I know you couldn't tell the truth to save your soul. And I know
just a little bit of weight.
You will lead to my demise, but I just ignore all the signs, and I'm not gonna wait for another heartbreak. I try to make everything that I see what I believe, but you always let me down in the end. And the more that I expected of you, the more our distance grew. And in the end, you're never there. And I know you couldn't tell.
Great sounding. It's just so smooth and so it massages the high frequency, mid-high frequency on these vocals beautifully. Let's try the compressor on it too. They work very well together.
I try to make everything that I see what
without the compressor.
I believe, but you always let me down in the end. And the more that I expected of you, the more our distance grew.
And this compressor, the TLA-100, has a very obvious roll-off in the high end, which is one of the things that I like the most of this compressor. But with this EQ, before that, you can compensate and still control the overall level, the overall perceived brightness of whatever the material is, in this case, the vocals.
Try to make everything that I see what I believe, but you always let me down in the end. And the more that I expected of
They
you,
work so
the
well
more
together.
our distance grew. And in the end, you're never there. And I know you couldn't tell the truth to save your soul.
Is incredible how this compressor, it can sound natural even with 20 dBs of compression. I know this is a review on the EQ, but every time I open this compressor, I'm blown away.
I
Sorry.
try to make everything that I see what I believe.
Okay? Without
But you
anything wrong.
always let me down in the end. And the more that I expected of you, the more our distance grew. And in the end, you're never there. And I know.
Okay? So, what can I say? This EQ is on par with the compressor. One of the best sounding EQ, regardless how close to the real unit is. There's a lot of tricks that you can do with these EQ, but like I said before, think of it as a broad strokes overall tone shaper more than like a surgical board-like EQ, like an SSL or something like that. Is absolutely beautiful sounding, and I wasn't really expecting anything less from Softube, seeing how good the TLA compressor sounds. Once again, check them out, experiment with them. I'm not spending that much time in reviewing the EQ on different materials and going too much into details, because let's face it, on YouTube the differences, since the audio gets compressed, are not that obvious, is not the best platform for that. But overall, the tone of this EQ is fantastic in my opinion, and the whole bundle from Softube, the Summit emulation bundle with the EQ and compressor, I think are today among the best sounding plugin, regardless how close they are to the hardware, which I personally could not care less. So I hope this video was informative. If you liked it, please click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and see you next time.